My name's Duddy, so builds and stuff, and today I've got an absolutely insane Void Warlock build for you today. You're going to be able to sponge an ungodly amount of damage. We are going to be featuring a healing turret that gives restoration and cure, edge of intent, and we're going to be repairing it with necrotic grips. For poison glaives, we're going to be having poison, devour, healing, cure, restoration, weakening effects, you name it. We've got everything in this build. It's absolutely insane. Just look at this damage reduction. We're going to have all this going on. Healing, cure and devour. Stay tuned. I'm going to break all of this down for you. It's an absolutely insane build. Now, where better to start than the exotic armor, the necrotic grips, damaging combatants, poison them, dealing increased damage over time. Defeating a poison combatant spreads the condition. This works with your melees and your glaives. It really strong with glaives. If you pair it with the Edge of Intent, the Warlock class exotic glaive, it's a hybrid melee range polearm with frontal shield solar, but it's got the very unique exotic trait on there, restorative turret. This got buffed at the beginning of the season. When the weapon energy is full, you basically deploy a healing turret, and that just goes crazy. It just spams out healing, little healing bubbles at you, and that gives you restoration and cure. So this is the loop of play. Put your Child of the Old Gods down, you rift. We're going to pick that orb up. You'll notice I've got Devour going. I'm spreading the poison left, right and centre. I've got max Devour going on because that poison is damaging other targets in the area. So you get max Devour up pretty much straight away. Weakening everything. Feed the Void is too good not to run on this one. Defeating a target with a Void ability to activate Devour. We are also going to be pairing it with Child of the Old Gods as we mentioned. Put your rift down, a weakening effect, 15% Void Soul, attacks everything, weakens everything. The main fragments you want to be looking at is Echo of Undermining. Your Void Grenades weaken targets. And then you also want to be running Echo of Persistence. These two fragments work perfectly together. Persistence makes your Void Devour last for a longer period of time. Now the next two fragments are absolutely crucial. Really good. You need to run these ones. Echo of Harvest, defeating weakened targets, creates an orb of power. As you've seen with the grenades and the Child of the Old Gods, we are weakening everything. And then we're going to run Echo of Starvation, picking up a Void Breach or an orb of power, grants Devour. So we've got loads of ways to get our Devour going, whether it's with an orb or from the weakened targets. These two are absolutely cracked for this build. Loads of Devour consistently up all of the time. Now this gives you maximum uptime on your Devour, and then all we're going to do is just pop our healing turret down from our Edge of Intent. You'll see here, pop that restorative turret down, and that just goes absolutely crazy. This is just going to apply that cure and restoration on the bottom left of your screen. If you can see that, keep going, and that happens every couple of seconds. That works for your teammates as well, so if you're playing with a team, that is absolutely an excellent addition for your team. And then you've also, obviously, which I've banged on about, you've got that Devour going all of the time. So you've got Devour going, restoration, cure, poison, all in a couple of exotics, and it's absolutely crazy. Really strong. Excellent for end game stuff. Lost sectors, I've even done it in GMs a little bit. Dungeons, really strong. But you can see here, if you just keep an eye on that bottom left hand side, I've got my Devour going like all of the time. Get that healing turret down, you've got poison going, and you've just got that restoration and cure applying to you, and you're extremely hard to kill. You can just run around and just smash things with your glaive. Absolutely crazy. In this next clip, I just want to focus on the sort of healing properties of this glaive, how good it is, this restorative turret. It is super strong. It is just as good as a healing grenade, except it's probably even a little bit better because it just stays there for about 15 seconds and it's just constantly going crazy, literally spamming them little healing orbs at you all the time. And you can see in this clip here, look how much damage I'm sponging here and how fast that turret is hitting me. Really good. And like I said, it does work for your teammates as well. I've got some more clips of that to show you, but just to go back to the sort of necrotic poison, excellent for ad clearing, as we already know. Working on the glaive now, which is absolutely crazy. In this clip, I just want to show you how strong the suppressor grenade is and why I recommend suppressor grenades on quite a lot of my builds, especially with a glaive build or a sword build or something like that, because that suppressor grenade is going to literally suppress things for about 8 seconds, plus it weakens them, and that activates the fragments, your Starvation and your Harvest, your Echo of Starvation and your Echo of Harvest, so you can just get that Devour going safely straight off the bat. get that suppressor grenade down, and bosh, that starts the sort of loop off of the poison. Just for like minor and some major clearing rooms as well, AGMs and things like that, it's pretty strong. For pesty little miners like this, you can get one kill and that necrotic poison can spread. Now again, I just want to focus on this turret and how good it is, not just for you but for your team. So in certain situations like this, where you've got a couple of enemies that might decide to push you, you can put one of them healing turret down, and that is going to give your teammates restoration and cure as well. So it's a really nice support build as well. Just for situations like this, you know, this guy in this GM or this strike, if you've done it, he's a bit tanky, he's a bit of a pest. But you can just plant that turret down just before you go for the door, and that's going to keep you and your teammates healed and give them that cure and restoration. So if you can mix them all together, like everything, something like in a dungeon, or everything you've seen, if you can mix all these together, you've got a really solid build for anything in the game, really. You can support your teammates, you can support yourself, you can deal with loads of adds with the poison, and I found this build exceptional for a couple of the dungeons that we ran, specifically Warlords of the Ruin. Really, really good. So again, you'll see here, I'm just popping that turret down. Perfect again, where you might be doing a dungeon where you've only got one well. Obviously you can only put one well on one of them plates, and it just helps a lot. And then again, if you're capturing plates on your own in this dungeon or other activities in the game, you've got your Devour going, you can just pop that turret down there, the healing turret, and that's going to keep you nice and healed, so you can sponge a lot of damage off these pesty little enemies, and you're pretty much safe. And again, just more sort of like going over how easy it is to get that Devour going and spread that poison with the weakening effects. And you're just on a roll, basically. That is the loop of play. Put your rift down, or chuck your suppressor grenade, spread the poison, build your healing turret up, and you can keep you and your teammates healed. All I'm going to do now is just go through some of my mods, because the mods are really important as well. On your class item, you want to be running Reaper, because this works well with your Childhood or Gods. You're obviously going to be using your class ability. Spawn an orb on your next weapon kill with Reaper time dilation, just to make your armor charges last a little bit longer, because I stack solar surges. And then I also like to run a bomber, just to buff my grenade recharge out every time you use your class ability. On my legs, as I mentioned, I like to run solar weapon surges, because I run the turret Glaive, which is a solar damage, and then I also run like an Apex Predator or something like that, or a solar weapon in my heavy. Now, on your chest piece, you really want to be running a concussive dampener. I really recommend this for glaive and sword builds, particular. Area of effect damage is reduced. And in regards to your resistance mods, you can sort of mix them up and match them up to whatever your activity is at the time, arc, void or solar. On my arms, I like to run a firepower mod just to buff myself out getting another orb, because you do get quite a few suppressor grenade kills as well. And then I also like to run a bolstering detonation, grants class ability when you cause damage with a grenade. And finally, the helmet, solar siphon mod. Obviously we're running solar weapons mainly, and then you can either run a heavy ammo finder or a special ammo finder, whatever you want. I didn't really find the need to run special ammo finder, because I was getting plenty of special ammo drops, because as you know, you're meleeing quite a lot with the glaive. It's not so much that you're shooting the projectiles. So yeah, that's the video. I'm going to leave everything playing out in case I didn't explain it well enough, and I'll also leave a dim link in the video description. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.